What's up with Doug?
Not much, guys. Pleasure to be here in Biz's beautiful, humble abode in Atlanta.
My
in
trap
the middle
house?
of the absolute hood. Everyone who thought I lived in a crack house, come check out Biz's rental for the next 6 weeks in Atlanta. But still, it's great to see you guys. And I drove up. So I shipped my car home from here. So I drove up from Lauderdale to Atlanta. I left Saturday at 4 o'clock. And I was going to drive to Valdosta, Georgia, which I figured was 5 to 6 hours, and then finish the remaining 3 hours the next morning, Sunday morning. But I got to Valdosta on a Red Bull, and I was like, I ain't stopping, baby. I'm still going. It was like,
well, where'd you stop? You stopped at a convenience store.
Listen, I'm getting there. So I got to talk about something. But quickly, I was like Kramer when he's going, like, if anyone's seen Seinfeld, when he's just going as long as he can till the car finally runs out of gas. So I was finally going. I'm like, all right, I'm going to just bang this out. 3 more hours. That's no problem. It was probably 10. Yeah, it was probably 10:15. I'm like, I can do that. Be there by 1, no problem. I had heard a podcast a little while back about a store, a gas station rest stop store called Buc-ee's, BUC-EE''S. And the description of this place was wild. It was like crazy. I was like, oh my God, if I ever get the chance, I'll check one of those out. It's a southern place. I guess it's based out of Texas, and they're in Florida, Georgia. So sure as shit. And I had no idea about the ride up. I'd maybe see one. So I'm driving along, and all of a sudden, I see a big sign that says, do you like big Buc-ee's? 156 miles away. I was like, oh my God, perfect. I knew I was about 200.
Detour.
I knew I was I was 230 miles at the time. And I'm like, oh, sick. This is perfect. So I Googled it up quick, open 24 hours. I'm like, done. I'm going to check this place out finally. So I roll into this place at about 12:30. Now, this is Sunday morning, but Saturday night still. There is 250, roughly, gas pumps. Like, I'm not kidding. This is a monster. And it looks almost like a giant Target. Like, I'm going to guess 40 to 50,000 square feet this place is. So I go in there, and I'm like, oh, my God. People are unloading off of a bus to go into this place. I'm like, what is going on? There had to be 150 people in there at the time. And you walk in, welcome to Buc-ee's. I'm like, holy shit. I was like a kid in a candy store. I'm like walking around. I have never in my life experienced a place like this. It is one of the most impressive, coolest spots. I will drive out of my way 156 miles in the future to see it. They have, I got a pulled pork sandwich, and then I got a pulled brisket sandwich for later on. I went down. There was a wall the size of the. First of all, the place was like Hakkasan, like I mentioned. It was buzzing in there. People are videoing too. It was like people knew what they were doing. They were going there to experience a Buc-ee's. So there's like people everywhere, and there's a jerky wall, like a beef jerky wall. They have tons of jerky. Then I look over. They got fish tacos. They got fudge. Dude, this is on the food side. They had what? Oh, no fudge kid there. No fudge kid there. This kid wouldn't even be allowed into a Buc-ee's. He's a Nantucket piece of shit. Buc-ee's is too blue collar for him. So I then I walk into the other section. There is a merch section that would make Barstool Sports jealous. I'm talking, I tried on 14 different hoodies. None of them fit me correctly. They were either way too big or way too small. So I ended up getting a couple coffee mugs and things like that. Then you go over to like the home lifestyle section where they got, the signs, home is where the heart is, Buc-ee's is where you.
It was like a Cabela's of gas stations.
I don't even know what Cabela's is. It's one of the most impressive places I've ever been. I'm telling you, they must have had 500 fountain drink options. They had every flavor of Gatorade that's ever existed, going back to when Gatorade first was invented in Gainesville, Florida in the 80s, I'm guessing. They had hot soup. They had ice creams. They had, by the way, you can get liquor there. They had any cigarette ever created. They had Russian, fuck Russia. They had cigarettes from Spain. They had, I'm talking, if you ever get the chance to go to a Buc-ee's, you have to do it, and you will tweet me or text me if we're friendly and you have my number, and let me know. Thank you for telling me about this place, and I want to thank the golf podcast that I heard. It was a spin-off of the golf podcast I listened to, but it was amazing, and it was an experience I swear to God I'll never forget. So I said to the woman, I said, is it always this busy? She goes, oh, honey, You can't even move around in here on normal business hours. You're just nuts to butts the whole time, baby. I was like, holy shit. I go, well, even at 12:30 on like a Saturday night, she goes, oh, it's raining outside. There'd be way more people in here. You're lucky. It's not even crowded at all. So, and the service.
Oh, you haven't heard of the Buc-ee's nightclub?
Buc-ee's after hours.
There's a Buc-ee's speakeasy, but I didn't know the password to get in. But
they actually got one at the new Islanders rink.
So I would have got in at around like 1:30, but I spent an hour in Buc-ee's, so I got in at like 2:30, checked in, and then slept in.
So Pennsylvania is all about the Wawas and the Sheets battle.
Yeah.
You're saying Buc-ee's just shits all over both of them.
Buc-ee's is like a house Elon Musk owns, and Wawa is this trash house you're living in right now, and like there isn't even a comparison to Buc-ee's. I'm telling you, 50,000 square feet, dude. Wow. Monster.
Well,
so
we got a local dice game going on my porch later. So if anybody wants to pop by,
walking in. Avery told me yesterday walking in there was a gentleman that lives in your neighborhood, and he measured. How do you get a house that nice? I'm like, this fucking house. But apparently this is the top of the neighborhood. So good for you, Biz.
Yeah, there you go.